Thanks everyone. Hey, DFG here again, guys. Gideon's Flight. Hey, I want to take just a moment to remind everyone of the seriousness of what's going on with the sex trafficking trade, as well as the pedophile rings around the country that's attacking little boys and in some instances little girl. And I'm talking about where you have conspiracies, where you've got whole organizations like i.e. the Catholic Church and the Vatican in support of this kind of behavior. You follow me? Put it like this, and damn sure not in denial of it. And it was interesting because you guys may remember this, and I'm going to be, this is going to be a short video, so I hope you are willing to care as I do about this stuff. But if you remember a couple of years ago, Penn State University, that's the major state university in the state of Pennsylvania. Remember Jerry Sandusky, one of their assistant coaches, was found to be having sex with little boys in the showers on the campus of Penn State University. And it's interesting. And you remember the coach, Joe Paterno, ended up losing his job because he knew about it, didn't report it. And now you look at, in the state of Pennsylvania, five dioceses, over 300 plus priests, were accused of sexually assaulting over 1,000, children. So you put that together, you got the state going on, you got the state school going on, you got the, the church mafia all, collectively together covering it up. It just goes to show you guys how broad this is and why you need to keep an eye on your children. Just recently with the guys with Gideon's Flight, we were talking in a conference call how that is important, that because some of the men have little children. And one of the things that came up is that you need to talk to your children. You need to ask your children how things are going at school. You need to ask your children how things are going, with the coaches if you have them in little league sports. Little girls and little boys. Sometimes, people think that, it's important to ask the little girl, but in this day and time, with all these pedophiles out here, sexual predators out here, men who claim they love boys out here, you need to be asking your boys. You probably be asking the boys as much as you're asking the girls, if not more so, because they seem to have a dead bullseye on these little boys. And how boys are. Boys won't always be, transparent with you. They won't just volunteer that information. So fathers, mothers, I'm saying to you, if you have children, little children at home, or nieces and nephews, every now and then, just sit down and say, hey, how's things going? Anybody asking you any kind of strange questions? Anybody touching on you or asking you to touch on you in any kind of way that mommy and daddy would not approve of? And we talked about this on our conference call, and I'm sharing this with you. Because not only is it happening, but they're victimizing, in many cases, underprivileged children. Because I don't know how many of you guys knew this, and I'm not trying to make this out to be a racial issue, but Jerry Sandusky, most of those little boys that he molested at Penn State were little boys of color, or so-called colored little boys. Maybe you guys already knew that, but not that is racial profiling or anything like that. But these were little black boys. So black families, or so-called black families, I'm telling you, because you have a tendency, to not ask those questions. And I'm telling you, you need to be talking about this, with your children, with your grandchildren, depending, what age group that you're in. And then the other thing I want to mention to you is that just a couple of days ago, they busted a sex traffic ring in Michigan. 34 men were arrested, for sex trafficking in the state of Michigan. 34 men, guys. And I was watching a documentary just recently talking about, just for the record, because I'm a numbers guy, over 2 million women are traded in the sex trade in the United States every year. And worldwide, over, I think the number was 20 million. And it's a $150 billion industry, second only to weapons, to illegal weapons sales. Weapons sales is the number one illegal trade. Number two illegal trade is sex trafficking. It's serious. Over 2 million women in the United States. So young ladies, you guys have to be very, very careful out there. And I suspect young men too, not just the children, but adults. I mean, we all know about the situation that happened in Iowa with, I think her name was Molly Tippett. Some guy she knew, went to school with. This guy, just attacks this young lady, rapes her. And, I guess that's not sex trafficking, but, you still got to be careful. So I guess I I have to park that to the side, and I don't want to distract from the core message here. But that was somebody that she knew, by the way, and someone that she was, she was kind of not too keen about immigration laws. Kind of felt like they, were being a little bit too stringent. But unfortunately, this person who attacked her was an illegal immigrant. And this is not an anti-immigration message here. This is about, protecting yourself and watching behind you, looking both ways, and not, not taking people for granted. We live in a dangerous world, in a very, very dangerous time. And I know you might think that nobody will harm you or kidnap you or take you, but they'll do it. And no one will ever hear from you again, my friend. And again, women and men, but especially women. And then back, watching, the children. If it's $150 billion, think about that, guys. $150 billion annual, trade. That's a lot of money. That means there's a lot of people who are complicit. And, if you go back, Google up the information. If you're a Facebook friend of mine, I posted it on Facebook, where they showed like all these guys. And all these guys are middle-aged, predominantly, no disrespect, white guys, but white men. Predominantly men who look like men that you see at the market or see, over at the bar, or see, at I don't know, community functions. I mean, I saw them. Go look at them yourself. And I'm not saying that, it's only, white men involved in this, because there were a couple of men, of other ethnic groups in there, but the vast majority of them were white, middle-aged males, who were part of this sex trade ring. And, for all of my white friends out there, I'm just telling you, you need to be careful. You follow me? Because it's the guy, who you probably don't suspect. And a lot of times, you guys are getting told this negative message about watch out for these so-called black guys. It ain't the black guys that you need to be worried about. And I'm telling you, and I'm a man of color, and I'm telling you, you damn sure don't have to worry about me. That's the last thing. And I got a lot of, so-called black friends. And the one thing we never talk about is doing nothing to anybody white, especially to white women. I mean, most time, that's not even a part of our conversation. We're not, if your dad and granddad told you about watching out for those black guys, they were just trying to spook you. Because that is not, MO of the average black male. I'm telling you, the average black male is not sitting around trying to figure out how to do something to a white female. That's bullshit. That's a lie. And you need to take it from me. You follow me? That's just not the truth. So get over it. And I'm telling you, watch the other guy. You watch the guy who has the same, skin complexion that you have. And I'm not saying that, obviously, I'm just saying what I'm saying. I'm not even going to try to clean that up. Take it or leave it. But I'm telling you, it could be very well the guy that you think is your good, friendly, guy that you see, when you go to the local gas station. And he could be the very one, that's a part of that. 34 men? Are you serious? In one damn state? And that's probably the tip of the iceberg. So again, remember, I told you these numbers before. Over 2,000, people come up missing every single day in this country. Over 800,000 a year. It's probably at 1 million now. And this is happening because no one's talking about it, or everyone feels that it's somebody else's problem till it becomes your problem. And I'm just trying to, give you some information and just keep you aware, keep you alert, so that you're thinking about this and you're watching the little ones. The little people, they don't have any protectors but us. If you see little kids out there by themselves and nobody's watching them, you need to take action, take the initiative, find out who they belong to, where they are, where their parents are. And if you have to call the, legal authorities to get somebody to come, and address it, then do it. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that's about the best I can say about that. But I just wanted to bring that up again. And the last thing, I don't know if yesterday they were showing the Vatican, maybe it was from Sunday. And I'm talking about more people than you can count out there just worshiping, Pope Francis. And Pope Francis, it is 100% fact, he knew about these pedophiles, guys. He knew exactly what was going on in these archdiocese all over in Pennsylvania. The Attorney General in Pennsylvania said that he knew and he did nothing about it. Now, you should ask yourself this question if you're a Catholic. Why? And do you think that's somebody you need to be following and training your children to follow that kind of corruption, that type of evil, that type of wickedness? You're going to expose your children to that, or potentially your grandchildren to that. Once you're dead and gone, your children going to bring your children up, may not know these stories, and put these children in harm's way following that corrupt religion. I hate to say it that way, but if the head is corrupt, the body is corrupt. Love you. Thank you for listening. This is serious. As you see, I'm not coming from the graveyard right now. I'm coming from, from a point of concern and a point of awareness. Wake up, everybody. This is a holistic message. Black, white, Asian, Hispanic. I'm telling you guys, when this ethnicity has nothing to do with it, because they're attacking all of our children right across ethnic lines. All right? Keep your eyes open. DFG, Gideon's Flight. Love you guys. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe.